Hope everyone's having a super good day today. I got some news for you. No pun intended, but I'll wait for some more people to get in here, and then yeah, we'll get into some of these changes. Some exciting stuff coming up for the channel, so stick around. If you're just seeing this, hit the like button. Go subscribe to the page. I'd really appreciate that. Like I said, we got some exciting stuff to share today. Going to be changing a few things up on the channel. So we'll give it a few more minutes. Let some people get up in here, and then we'll get started. How we doing, everybody? How we doing? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. All right, guys, I'm going to get into it here in just a second. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's subbed to the page, that's been here in my live streams, chatting it up, all of that good stuff. I really, really appreciate you guys. So the reason for my live stream today, maybe I should give it a few more minutes, let some people hop in. Looks like a few are hopping in now. So anyways, going back to what I was saying, I used to be really consistent with my channel and posting almost every day, going live every day, posting a lot of cooking content, lifestyle content, stuff like that. For me, I've been really just like thinking and trying to find, I guess, what I would be more passionate about as far as YouTube goes and producing consistent content for you guys. And so after a lot of thinking and praying, I decided that I want to talk about things that I'm passionate about, like real world events, news, politics, just what's going on in our world, which we know it's a crazy world right now. So like I said, guys, I really, really, really want to change things up a bit and start talking more about politics, real world events, current events, these types of things. So I'm hoping I can get your support, everybody. If that sounds good to you, hit the like button. Maybe leave me a comment. Let me know that I have some support. That would be awesome. But I did want to get into a few things, pretty quickly as far as, this new path that I'm taking, right? So I'm launching a new series called Huddy Unfiltered. I'd love for everybody to be here as much as you can, at least, but remember, it's called Huddy Unfiltered. And this is where, again, I'm going to get into more, politics, real world events, stuff like that. So, if you're not really into these things, feel free to let me know in the comments as well. But again, I just want to make sure that I'm, posting things that I'm passionate about, that I care about, and, that I think that are important to the world. So again, with all of that being said, we're changing things up. We're talking about politics, real world events, stuff going on, that I think, we all care about and need to hear more about, right? So with that being said, I just wanted to kind of let you guys know what to expect. So I plan on picking five, what's up, Pop? I plan on picking 5, maybe 6 trending stories, both in the US and globally. So 5 or 6, each stream or each week. I'm still hashing out the details. So that's the plan. Like I said, we're kind of switching up the content. Pop, I see you're here. And I wanted to kind of taking a step back, guys. So lately I haven't been very consistent with my YouTube. I've been really trying to dig deep within myself, find what I'm passionate about. And I've decided that I want to switch up my page a bit. I want to talk about politics, current world events, real world stuff that I think we all care about and we all need to hear about. I want to make it a point to use facts. If it's my opinion, I'll let you know it's my opinion. But my main goal is I want to use facts and reliable sources, right? Good morning, Pop. Good morning, Fishing Geek. Hope you're doing well. I was just letting everybody know that we're going to be kind of switching up the content. I'm starting a new series called Huddy Unfiltered. And again, this is where we get into politics, live events or real world events, stuff like that. So hopping into just a few things I noticed this morning I thought were pretty important. I was kind of scavenging around the internet, seeing what's trending right now. And by the way, guys, if you think this is a good plan, let me know in the comments. Pop, I appreciate you. Hit that like button for me. I'd really appreciate that as well. But first thing I wanted to jump into is these strikes, right? So these strikes happening technically in international waters. These boats that are coming across. As you know, our government's, been taking some pretty aggressive steps. I wanted to hear what you guys think about that, right? These strikes that we see on the news that are happening. And anyway, so There was something I wanted to jump into. It looks like the U.S. Senate, and by the way, this was directly from PBS. The U.S. Senate recently blocked a resolution that would have prevented President Trump from attacking Venezuela without Congress's approval. So pretty wild. Looks like the vote was 51 to 49. So mostly along party lines. It looks like only two Republicans joined the Democrats on that vote. It looks like since early September, we've actually conducted over 16. When I say we, the U.S. has conducted over 16 strikes on vessels near Venezuela, technically international waters, but pretty wild. I mean, that's a lot, right? 16 strikes. So I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are about that. If you're not super into politics, I get it, but I'm curious. I want to hear what you guys think about these strikes that have been happening. Again, technically in international waters, but these boats coming from Venezuela with what. Another story I wanted to jump into. This is from Reuters. So Reuters is reporting that Russia right now is maintaining contact with Venezuela as tensions rise. So it seems like Russia is trying to kind of buddy up with Venezuela. I'm not sure what they're going to be giving them, for lack of a better term, as far as defense goes. But definitely something I wanted to bring up because I think that's super important to know that, look, a country like Russia is obviously something to pay attention to. And the fact that they're kind of buddying up with Venezuela right now, definitely interesting, for lack of a better term. So anyways, those are a few stories I wanted to talk about. If you have any opinions on what's going on with this, Russia, Venezuela ally thing, or even the strikes that we're doing in international waters, again, technically international waters, would love to hear what your opinions are on these things, guys. And then, of course, there was a few other things I wanted to jump into and really talk about. Something I'm super passionate about is the unfortunate, assassination of Charlie Kirk, right? I don't know about you guys, but to me, something doesn't feel right, doesn't seem right. There are so many questions. Me personally, I've been watching a lot of videos and live streams from Candace Owens. By the way, shout out Candace Owens. Congratulations. She just hit #1 podcast in the entire world. So I think that's amazing. As many of you may know, may not know, she worked for Daily Wire. They fired her. She started her own YouTube and her own podcast, and now she's the #1 podcast in the entire world. So I think that's super awesome. Congratulations to Candace. Amazing what you're doing, Candace. I support you. And yes, Pop, R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. It's super sad. I mean, in my opinion, he was a generational voice. I think he could have been president one day. He spoke a lot about God and being a good husband and being a good man and all of these things. And to me, I think that's really important, right? He was a great voice. And unfortunately, there's not going to be, anybody to replace him. He was one of a kind, right? Generational. So rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. But I did want to touch on that for a second because I've been watching all of the live streams from Candace Owens. And I have to say, she's making some really good points. I'm not sure if any of you guys have watched these live streams with Candace Owens. Let me know in the chat if you have. But again, she's making some really, really good points. She's doing investigative work. And most importantly, you can tell that she's genuinely passionate about finding out what happened to her friend, right? And I see other news out there, other podcasters, influencers that are bashing Candace Owens. And to me, that just kind of tells us everything we need to know, right? If you're picking up what I'm putting down. But anyways, I just wanted to congratulate Candace Owens on hitting #1 podcast in the nation, or the world, I should say. I think that's so awesome, especially that you're independent. She has 4 people that work for her. So there's 4 people that made this happen, made that podcast into what it is now. And like I said, #1 in the world. So yeah, once again, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Congratulations to Candace Owens. You're doing a great job. Please keep it up. I know you will, but keep it up, Candace. You're awesome. And then getting into a few other things. Obviously, we touched on the Candace Owens stuff, but, Turning Point, right? So Turning Point USA, this was Charlie Kirk's company that he founded. There's a lot of stuff going on with them, right? A lot of stuff with Turning Point, a lot of questions. I think most importantly, to set some ground rules, we have to be respectful, right? Erica Kirk lost her husband. Her kids lost their father, right? So it's a really horrible thing. But I must say, like, some of the things that Turning Point's doing, kind of the way they're handling the whole situation, not just me, but there's a lot of people out there who feel weird about the way it's being handled. So again, I just wanted to hear like what your thoughts are, team, fam, you know, what you think about all of this, some of these stories that I just covered. I know today I didn't really dive deep on the stories themselves. That's my plan on the future, is we'll focus on the story, go through some articles that are reliable, and I can give you my opinion, you can give me your opinion, all of that good stuff, and we'll just keep that train rolling, right? So again, I know today I just kind of briefly went over a few things I wanted to cover, talk about, but my plan is over the next few days, next few streams, to dive deeper into those topics. And if there's any topics, I guess, more specific or you think are more important that you want to hear first, let me know in the comments. Again, I would really, really appreciate that, guys. Hope you all are having a blessed day. I want to hop in the chat, say what's up to you guys. Vinny, what's up, Vinny Jr.? Heck yeah, remember you, Vinny. Hope you're doing well, man. Roadrunner, I agree. Yes, sir. Thank God. Thank God. Amen. Yes, sir. Although I wish, you know, there's certain files, I don't want to say, but there's certain files out there we all know about, right? That it's kind of weird that that hasn't got released. I voted for Trump. I proud to say that, but the way some of these things have been handled, specifically those files, the files you know I'm talking about, not the best move. I think that that could have been handled differently, could have been handled better. And to be honest, I think it's really hurting Trump's base by not being more transparent about those files, right? So anyways, just wanted to kind of bring that up as well. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. I know this is a short stream. I hope you guys are going to support me on this new journey. I know it's a big change from what I was doing before, which was cooking content. I'm still going to do some cooking content. That's still who I am. But again, I want to make sure that I'm staying consistent for you guys. And the only way for me to consistently make videos is if I'm talking about things that I'm actually passionate about and things that I think matter and things that I think need to be shared with the world, right? So anyways, that's my explanation, long-winded, but I thought you guys should hear it first. You know, my people that hang out on these live streams. And again, if there's anything specific you want me to cover, you think I should cover, whatever it may be, let me know in the comment sections. Even if you leave a comment on one of my other videos, trust me, I'll know what you're talking about. But anyways, you would love me to delve into the ex-Prince Andrew stuff. You know what, Pop? I would like to do that as well. And I think I will, Pop. One thing I am a little worried about, and I have to think through strategically, is what I say, how I say it, to make sure I don't get shadow banned or, I don't know, strikes from YouTube, because ultimately the goal is to monetize my page. So unfortunately that sucks, but unfortunately I have to be careful with like some of the topics I cover. At the same time, I kind of just want to say, screw it, be fearless, stay true to myself, and cover the stuff I want to cover. And I'm kind of leaning in that direction. So Pop, to answer, I guess it wasn't a question, but your statement, to follow up on that, Pop, I think I will dive into some of the ex-Prince Andrew stuff, and maybe why he was stripped of his royal ties, for lack of a better term, right? Because I know that happened recently, and I know with those files I was talking about earlier, you know, could have something to do with that. So anyways, I'm out of here, guys. Please, if you're seeing this stream later, I know it was short, I don't expect everybody to be here, but if you are seeing this later, hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know if you do or do not support my new journey and this kind of new direction I want to take with the channel. Long story short, that's it. Just wanted to update you guys first because you deserve it. I love you all. Hope you have a blessed day. Darius, what's up? Pop, hope you have a blessed day. Vinny, Roadrunner, thank you all. We will talk to you soon, okay? Do me a favor, guys. Hit the notification bell. Go sub to my page if you want to support this new journey. It's going to show me that, you know, I have support, obviously, right? And that you guys want to see it. So Thank you again. God bless. We'll see you soon, guys.